On today's Minute of the Apes, goodbye Zoom, hello Google Chat.
Exercise with an ape maker, human down. It talks. Living with a divine bound. We are determined to know what the apes want, war or peace. And if it is man's destiny one day to be dominated, then, oh, please God, let him be dominated by such as you.
Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies 1 minute at a time, and we survive the catastrophe of Zoom saying, hey, your meeting's about to end, and unless you want to pay us a lot of money, you got to get off. So,
yeah, I didn't even realize you had to pay money to use Zoom at some point.
You know, because Abby,
you didn't know that? Oh,
yeah, because
no,
Abby's doing so much with school online now. She was even like, Dad, did you know that the school systems are going to have to pay? I'm like, well, everybody has to pay. Holy crap, everybody's got to pay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Zoom? See ya. Don't need you. Anyway, here we are. Minute 58. Are
58.
we already 58?
We're almost an hour in, yeah.
We're 2/3 of the way through this movie. So, Sean, tell us what's going on with minute 58.
All right, minute 58, we have wait, sorry. I'm doing the wrong intro. As a minute 58, we're starting with a guard still doing his cable cleanup work, and ends with Caesar going up to a marked door.
All right, let's take a listen to minute 58 of Conquest of the Planet of the Apes.
Very good work, Inspector.
What happened to your Mr. McDonald?
Oh, I'm afraid his sensibility. Ah, there you are.
Is it over?
Yes, it's over. Shall we go back to work?
As a minute 58, we have a courtyard's worth of gorillas, chimpanzees, orangutans, imported apes, Caesar, a planet's worth of humans. Well, we're assuming Caesar's not dead, and he's playing dead. And then no Armando still. Sorry.
Oh, wah,
wah. Sad trombone.
All right, so the thing that hits me right off the top, this is the minute where we get...
I know what you're going to say. Well, sorry. I was going to say, you're going to talk about cable cleanup and how he's doing it poorly.
Well, that hit me, but I've already hit that before, and I'm like, oh, my God, please, under your cables, please. For the betterment of
under.
Come on. And if you don't know what that is, you need to learn, because all of your cables will no longer be a problem.
They will be so happy, and they'll last so much longer if you learn to wrap them properly.
Richard is looking at us like, what the F are they talking about? But
years and years of being in a studio.
That's right. So, no, what hit me right away, this is the minute when we get Culp referring to McDonald. Doesn't he say something like, you're McDonald?
Yes. You're
Mr. McDonald.
Yeah, so he's treating him as if he's...
Oh, there you are.
What happened to your McDonald? Yeah, is he the house slave? Is he?
That's exactly what I thought. I thought, boy, that's even for this time, especially with a film that eventually would come to the Watts riots and all that. Were very, much what inspired a lot of this film, for them to treat him as though he is nothing more than a common house slave.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a little harsh. even if you're
Yeah, I
trying
didn't read
for
that
it, it's very
interpretation at
harsh.
first, but now this was right. Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah, there's nothing about it that's easy. And it honestly is the first moment at which Tubby Fingers actually has a little bit of a push to him. I guess because he's being just a little bit. Wow.
I mean, I'm putting this in Star Wars terms, even though it was before Star Wars. So is McDonald Obi-Wan shutting down the tractor beam so that McDowell can get out of the torture device?
It's funny you went for Star Wars, and I do see that because to me, this minute when we get to Caesar becomes Star Trek.
Okay, yeah. I can see that as well.
So what Sean's referring to there being that, McDonald goes in and he's flipping switches, and it is very much in line exactly with what we see Obi-Wan doing. Even though Obi-Wan, when they do that in Star Wars, we get what he's doing. They've discussed that.
And you also get the audio noises that we should have had in the previous minute.
And you still get a thing that's almost labeled as ludicrously as what this is.
Master switch or power or whatever, yeah.
So it's on the silly scope, but at least you understand in Star Wars what's happening. Here, it's all happenstance, and to Richard's point last week, it's very it's tuned into what is happening, even though how would he know to flip the switch right before he gets, that whole thing. It's just so ham-fisted.
And speaking of ham-fisted, I mean, the guard is so set on turning down switches and dials, which shouldn't matter at this point because it's not connected to an ape being tortured, that Roddy can sneak up behind him and attack him. What is this shit?
Well, and that's where we get into the whole Star Trek thing. So right away, we almost get Star Trek type music. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, and then all of a sudden, what does Caesar do but do the James Kirk type karate chop, double-fisted whack down on top of him? So
because that's what will stop me. Put a rope around my neck for 2 seconds and then hit me in the middle of my neck, and I'll go down.
Wait, Richard, were you taking notes on that? So if we ever need to make Sean go down?
Wait, we're going down?
Well, it's just one of those moments that as you listen to this, there isn't a lot that we can probably tell you because this is a very action-oriented minute. It is Caesar getting up off the table. It is Caesar. He's successfully faked his death, and he gets up to seize control at the moment.
See, now, so what should have happened? Well, I take it back. What would have happened if it was happening today is the guard would have had earbuds in and listened to music, and that's why he wouldn't have seen Caesar come up on. But it should have somehow been that whenever McDonald killed the power, he's also killing the system that shows what Caesar's vitals are, because they should have had sensors on him showing his heart rate and all that kind of stuff, EEG, whatever. And then he kills that as well. And so now that's why they think Caesar's dead, not because he's been electrocuted, but because his heart rate isn't showing anymore on a monitor and stuff like that. So then the guard doesn't have to worry about Caesar, and then Caesar can slowly sneak up on him.
That's a good point. I'm curious, what does the script say about this, Richard?
Well, okay, so the script basically has Caesar turning the tables and the keeper, throwing him on the table and electrocuting him.
Oh.
I had actually had that in my notes. At some point, Caesar should have put the headset on the guard and electrocute him. I didn't realize that was actually supposed to happen.
That was in the script, and it's supposed to include with the note is it is an exit that Bond might have been proud of. James Bond.
All right.
Nice. Well, the only problem with that...
I guess it's where the judo chop. I guess it's where the judo chop came from.
Judo chop.
Well, the only problem with that being that he and McDonald have worked together to flip the switch, turn off the electricity, fake a death. Then McDonald would have to flip the switch back on so that he could electrocute the guard.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you had to restore the power and know what's going on in there.
It becomes a little bit difficult to make that come off okay. I think I would have preferred it, though. I think I would have enjoyed seeing Caesar toss the guard up there, and especially if Caesar had made that noise with his mouth after the guard had faked it.
Well, maybe the guard can't arch its back as well as Roddy could, so they decide not to do it.
Maybe. They were very particular. I'm sorry. Roddy is so good at this. Come on, give us a little more. And he just sort of, that's all he's got.
I know this is a real small complaint, but when Culp and Breck are in the hallway, McDonald rejoins them. Why is everybody so poorly lit? Like, I was like, I can't. What are these? They're walking. I can't see these guys very well. It was just a poorly lit hallway walk.
Yeah,
I found it annoying, particularly when juxtaposed with Caesar now outside. I'm like, I can't even see Caesar outside.
Oh yeah, it's such pitch black. It's so.
I mean, is it just my?
Oh no, it wasn't your TV. It wasn't sunlight coming in, hitting your monitor or whatever. No, it's just a dark shot of him running out of the building.
Yeah.
Okay, so Caesar, he judo chops. He runs down the hallway. It was an interesting angle shot from the hallway. It almost looks like security footage angle, even though it's not. And then he's just magically outside. But it's not my TV. It's just pitch black on here, kind of huffing and running, and I can't even make out Caesar's there. Honestly,
well,
until we get to a shot of him pause. Oh, there he is.
Like right at the end of the minute,
building, and you see him like turn left and right, like he doesn't know what he's about to do.
Well, they turn left and right so that you can see that it's Caesar.
Right. And so I'm like, oh, now he's back. I can see what's going on.
But then again, it's also that we've got an unattended ape again. You know, everything about this has been unattended apes. This and this and this. Do they not have guards out there? And how is Caesar? All of it's.
Well, yeah, in the 5 minutes before this, we had Caesar, being chased by guards and then hiding under stairs, and guards just walking up and getting him. So where are all the guards now? Yeah.
I wish there was something better I could do than to sigh, but it does get into that kind of. Especially this minute feels so rushed that, karate chop and all of that aside, that it's like the movie's just trying now to get to the end.
To the action. Yeah. So real quick.
Yeah,
so
like
Caesar, as we end this minute, and Caesar comes up to a door that's got a red diamond on it that has an X on it. We've never seen a door like that before, have we?
I'm trying to find that door.
I assume he's going to the ape washroom.
I have
that is the X.
I don't know, because they've not. If they're going to say this is an important symbol that we should know what it is, they should have set that up way early in the movie.
I agree.
So what is the importance of this?
I think we did see it earlier in the movie. I have to go back and look. Yeah, I think when he's walking down the hall with Lisa and stuff is identified as the restroom. I think.
But the fact that we're having
I don't know that he's seen him go into this room with the X, with the diamond and the X over it. But I think it was set up a little bit that that's what we're supposed to know where he's going.
Well, obviously they have not set it up very well, because we're sitting here saying, "Hey, what's the purpose of that symbol?"
So I was watching Umbrella Academy the other day, and as you guys were talking about that, and this is an easier thing for us to all gather and get that. In that, you have the African American character back in time, and she walks into a cafe and it says whites only. Well, we all know what that is. But if this is what they're trying to evoke here,
maybe they should have actually put text on there, apes only, or something like that. I don't know.
Something like that. But
got out the label maker they use for the control.
Yeah. They put it everywhere else except for here. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what we need. Somebody, hang on, I'm making this label. All right, so that's pretty much the end of the minute. These are a succession of minutes, really, where there's tons of quote unquote action. there's just not a lot to describe beyond that. Does anybody have anything they want to add to this?
No.